So when a fire extinguisher is supplied new, it hasn't had the initial inspection that's required by the New Zealand standard 4503. So that's part of what we include in our supply price, and there are a number of checks that we have to do. The first part is make sure the powder is agitated and not settled while it's been in storage. You should be able to feel the powder moving up and down with the weight. One of the things you'll find with the fire extinguishers that Jim supplies is our supplier supplies the best fire extinguishers on the market. These are high performance extinguishers. They have almost double the firefighting capability as the standard ones. So it's a far higher rating, so you get good value for money. And when we supply a fire extinguisher, it includes the initial inspection. Most fire extinguishers that are supplied, the tag is blank, so it's not been inspected. So we go through a visual inspection first of all. And obviously we're checking for that the pressure gauge is in the green, that the hose is properly connected. On older extinguishers you can sometimes get cracking or splitting here. You've got to check that the nozzle's in good condition. Obviously with this being new it should be fine, but on fire extinguishers that have been around for a while you might have insect debris inside there, especially if you haven't got the dust cap on. They have to have the anti-tamper tag fitted, so that's designed to stop the safety pin being pulled, but also to show that it hasn't been pulled and perhaps operated the extinguisher. Part of the checks normally when we do is about where they are positioned. They've got to be positioned appropriately in the room or the building so that they can be seen from all normal approach angles, that they're positioned at the correct height above the floor so that they can be grabbed by a normal adult, and that the signage is appropriate for them and in the right positioning and clearly visible. They also have a pressure test stamped into the cylinder. So we see here this one was manufactured in March of this month, so it's a brand new fire extinguisher. Fire extinguishers have a 5-year service life, and once they reach the 5-year point they have to be re-pressure tested and refilled, or they have to be replaced. Quite often over here we find that replacement is more economic, especially as the fire extinguishers have had a fair bit of wear and tear, and older extinguishers, their signage might have been damaged or might not be compliant to the current standards. So once we've verified that the extinguisher is in good condition, we log the information into the tester and we enter the data that we're required to. So it's cylinder manufacture date or pressure test date, and we have to record the weight of just the extinguisher without any bracket or cage fittings. The weight has to be within 5% of the specified gross mass of the unit, and once all that's been verified, we indicate the date that the cylinder was pressure tested, and we indicate the date when we did the inspection. And then for the data we record the information to help us. And the label that we apply indicates that we've done the inspection, and also it tells the customer when this was last inspected, because not everybody knows how to read the yellow tags. So we can clearly show there it was last inspected today, the 9th of March 2023. But we have a good amount of knowledge that we can make suggestions based on our knowledge and experience to business owners, either to seek the correct professional information or to go for a good judgment. You know, it's a good idea to have an extinguisher near your exit doors, away from major sources of ignition, you know, those sort of things. So we can offer the advice, and generally that is what the customer needs. So for here, which is Metal Art, so they're a manufacturing plant, their primary operation is around the electrical safety testing. They have a number of fire extinguishers, but overall their fire risk is relatively low. So they have a distribution of dry powder fire extinguishers throughout the workshops, and they also have fire hose reels. Yeah, so it's a long-term relationship. It ends up where We're helping them manage their business, reduce their risks to acceptable levels, to help them just deal with the problems that they might face. I mean, the number of times I've either texted or emailed a customer to say, you know, hey Joe, it's time for your fire extinguishers to be done, or your tag and test to be done. They say, oh, I'd completely forgotten about that. Thanks for reminding me. You know, so it's helping them out that way, and they're always willing to, you know, to help out and, you know, get the workshops ready or whatever it might be. So the way I prefer to do it, I will do a week's work, and then at the weekend I will do all the basically compile all the reports and send that off with the invoices. So I'm never more than a week behind. If somebody needs it urgently, I can do it urgently, but that's generally not the case. But I have a number of customers who absolutely want the reports. They use it for their auditing.